speaking of his faith, and I talked about earlier, being a disciple, being faithful requires you to make sacrifices, whether it be, sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your old self, your old ways and all of that. And reading the story of Abraham, he did something that, me being a father, I don't know if I'd been able to do that, God. So Abraham asked for one thing. He wanted a son. Him and his wife's old age, he got Isaac. And based on my research at this time, Isaac would have been about 13 or so, a teenager, when God told Abraham to sacrifice your son. So just reading the story, I'm just going to shorten it and paraphrase it from the way I interpreted it, the way I read it. He was immediately obedient, didn't ask any questions. And this is all you wanted. All you wanted was a son. And God pretty much told you to take this son and sacrifice him. So he went to Mount Moriah. Can you imagine getting your son, putting him on a camel, taking this trek somewhere, your son really not knowing what's going on? So he instructed him, like, okay, son, let's get off this camel. Let's get this wood. Let's go up there and make the sacrifice. And his son was fully obedient, just like his father.
And his son knew, because he was like, usually you have an animal to sacrifice, but you come empty-handed.
That's where I'm going.
Okay, go ahead.
And his son pretty much asked him, okay, where's the sacrifice? And the way I interpret it, Abraham looked at him and said, it's you.
like I ain't gonna hold you, Slim.
It's you. I'm just being obedient. That's when God told him, no, there's that ram in the bush and don't do it. I felt like that was a test. But it's going back to your point. This is all he wanted was a son. And he was willing to be that obedient to go sacrifice his son. And I just caught myself like, if God came to me and told me to go sacrifice, no, I ain't doing it. I don't know if I can do that to Cam, God.
Like, Cam, I love you.
And that brings me to the next point. So us as believers, we claim that we filled with the Holy Spirit. We know we hear from God. But a lot of times as Christians, I feel like people in the church are intellectually persuaded, but spiritually uncommitted. They only want to accept those messages from God when it makes sense or it fits into their life. But when God tells you to make that ultimate sacrifice, God tells you to move, leave that job, leave that relationship, let that friendship go, sacrifice your son. That's when we're like, I don't know if that's God.